My name is Takeru Yamamoto. You can call me an incredible detective. I'm going to solve a variety of crimes today as well. I smell something suspicious. There's smoke coming out of the window of that house. This has to be some kind of crime. I ran towards the suspicious smell in a hurry. I knew it. It's curry. It's just as I had suspected.
Takeru-chan, you need to say something once you're home.
Oh, I'm home, Mom.
It's almost ready, so you need to go wash your hands and gargle, okay?
Okay. I ran over to the sink to wash my hands and gargle. I was eating curry when I noticed the front door open. The sound of the door opening, the footsteps. It's Sis! I walked over to the entrance and saw my sister taking her shoes off. Sis is 5 years older than me and is in the 6th grade. Welcome home, Sis. Hey there. She took her shoes and walked upstairs to the 2nd floor.
Hey, how many times do I have to say this? You do not go near the 2nd floor. Your sister won't be able to focus on her homework. You do not talk to her either.
Why though? It should be fine to talk to her just a little bit, right?
No.
But
I said no. That's that.
Okay. Even this amazing detective couldn't beat his mom. Sis is always in her room and locked up. I sometimes run into her at the entrance, but we still barely talk to each other. She seems to be taking showers after I go to bed or something. She also takes her shoes to her room, so I don't even know if she's at my house when she's off school. But this incredible detective has noticed something. When you hear the toilet flushing on the 2nd floor, she's definitely home. It's not like I can talk to her even when I know though, so it doesn't really matter.
If you don't hurry up, your food is going to get cold, dear.
I took a bite of the curry. It's so delicious, but I can't eat it without my sister. What about Sis? Isn't she going to eat? Why can't we eat together?
Be quiet and eat your meal.
Okay. There was no defeating Mom. One day, Sis had a big bag and left the house. I couldn't say anything to her, but I stopped hearing the toilet flush from upstairs after that. Hey, where did Sis go?
Sis went far, far away.
Far away? Is she on vacation or something? I want to go with her too.
No, she's going to a nearby middle school.
Sis isn't going to come home? What about the house?
It's called a dorm, dear. She's spending time with all of her friends over there.
That sounds like so much fun. I want to go too.
No. You've got to go to a better place than that, Takeru.
That's right. We can pay for your tuition if we have to, Takeru-chan.
Yeah, I'm glad that Akari is going to her school with tuition.
Tuition? It's good to go to school using tuition?
Oh yeah, Akari is smart and is able to go to school using tuition.
Then I'm going to get super smart too.
You just make sure you grow up nice and strong and happy.
But I want to be like my big sister.
Oh, come on now. You really don't want to be like her at all.
What school did Sis go to?
It doesn't really matter where she went, does it?
I want to know. I want to know.
She went to Moni Middle School and High School Academy. We're done talking about your older sister from this point forward. Got it?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Dad and Mom are mad. I don't know why they were like this, but they always got mad when I brought up Sis at all. That's why I stopped talking about Sis after that. Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna make little memos for unsolved mysteries. What was it again? Moni Middle and House Stool or Cardney?
I made a little memo on my favorite notepad. A few years later, I was going to start middle school next spring, so I was cleaning up my room to get ready. I don't need any of my elementary school textbooks anymore. What's this? It was a little detective memo that I'd written in when I was in the 1st grade. Oh, wow, this is so nostalgic. I remember how into being a pretend detective I was in elementary school. I was flipping through the pages and saw things like dinner was curry or how I stepped in dog poop. Just insignificant things that didn't really matter. Moni Middle and House Stool Acardney. What's this? Something about that name caught my eye, and it really made me worried. I thought about it for a while. Moni Middle Stool. School? Moni Middle and High School Academy. I got it. It's that school that Sis went to. I remember having a memory of when my sister went to middle school, but I haven't seen her since she left the house. And Dad or Mom haven't talked about her at all. It's just normal that she's gone now. I don't know what's going on yet, but I can at least go see her now. I lied and said that I was going to go out with my friends before heading over to Moni Middle School and High School Academy. She's supposed to be in the dorms, so she's got to be here. Sis is 5 years older than me, so she's going to be a senior this spring. She's got to be in the high school dorms. Excuse me, I'm Akari Yamamoto's younger brother. Is my sister here? You have ID or something? ID. I guess you can't use a bookstore stamp card, huh? Things are pretty scary nowadays, you know. I can't say that your sister is or isn't here, and if you don't have reservations, can you not get in touch with your older sister or something? Well, I haven't seen her in a long time, so I don't have her contact info. I should have figured. There's probably a lot of things I have to do before I can come see her. I can't just come show up out of the blue. I saw someone that looked like my older sister talking to several of her friends before heading this way. That's her, right? That's Sis. She looks so happy compared to back when she was at home.
Huh? Takeru?
I knew it! It's you, Sis! Sis came running towards me.
What happened? Did Dad or Mom do something to you?
Huh? No, everything's fine back at home, but I got so curious about you.
I see. I'm glad to hear that.
Sis showed me to her dorm balcony.
You've really grown up, haven't you, Takeru?
You've grown up yourself. You're like an adult now.
I'm still in school, though. What happened?
Well, I wanted to get to the bottom of a mystery.
A mystery?
Yeah, why did you start going to a school that had middle and high school, and you decided to live in the dorms too?
Well, I'd been told that I had to come to this school no matter what from when I was in elementary school, so it's not really like I wanted to, but living in the dorms is fun, so it's all good.
I was never told to come here though.
I guess they changed their minds?
That's suspicious.
You can't figure it out, Mr. Holmes?
Huh? You knew that I like to play detective, Sis?
Yeah, I remembered hearing your voice from downstairs, having a lot of fun.
I see.
But you might not have to crack this mystery just yet, Detective.
What do you mean?
Do you believe in Santa, Takeru?
No, not anymore.
Then think about it this way. What would you think if you talked to kindergarten Takeru about how Santa is actually your parents?
I mean, I'd be shocked.
Right. As time goes on and you gain more experience, you kind of start to understand, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered something from Santa. I woke up one morning and there was a cookie next to the game I wanted. I never asked for cookies, but I was so happy, but it was only that year. I wonder what store that cookie was from. I wish I could eat it one more time.
I bet you were able to eat it because you believed in Santa.
You think so? I should ask Mom.
You should be more open. Santa probably brings it for you.
We were just chatting about nothing, so time flew by and the sun was setting. Crap, I gotta go home soon.
Thanks for coming by. You can come by anytime, okay?
Yeah! Oh, hey, let's trade numbers, Sis. I got a new phone as a congratulations for getting into middle school.
I see. Well then, we'll be able to stay in touch from now on.
Yeah! I exchanged numbers with Sis before heading back home. Of course, I didn't tell Dad or Mom about the fact that we had traded contact information. I was a little curious about what Sis meant when she was talking about Santa, but I'm sure one day I'll understand when I'm as old as her. 5 years later, I was now a senior in high school. I'm heading over to Sis's house to hang out today. By the way, she is working as a programmer after graduating high school at some IT company. Pretty badass, right? Thanks for having me. Who are you?
Nice to meet you, Takeru-kun. I'm Minato.
Oh, you're Sis's boyfriend! I had known that she had a boyfriend, but it was the first time that I had ever met him. You could have told me that Minato-san was going to be here, Sis. I'll go ahead and go home.
No, I wanted you to meet Minato-san. We're actually going to get married soon.
Huh?
I figured that I should say hello to you and greet you first, you know?
I'm so happy to hear that! Congratulations, Sis. Seriously.
Thank you. So, anyway, Takeru, I think that I'm going to go by Dad and Mom to say hello. But I think that if I go, they're just going to say, go away. So, can you be there for me?
Of course. It had been 5 years since I reunited with my sister. There was something that I'd figured out. Sis and my parents didn't get along too well. They were also hiding something from me, but I didn't know anything super clearly yet.
I wasn't sure if I should even say hello to them, but we figured that we should at least say something so that Akari can move forward in her life.
Minato-san seemed to have known something. I was a little upset by that. Why was I the only person that wasn't allowed to know anything? Why won't Sis tell me anything? I wanted to question her, but I just left it alone, and we had a small party at their house that day.
Takeru-chan, why do we have to stay home?
Yeah, what's going on? Did you need to talk to us?
Just hang on. The doorbell rang and I let them inside.
Excuse us.
Thanks for having us. Akari!
What the hell are you doing here? You're always getting in the way of things.
What the hell, Dad?
Mom? Takeru, why did you call this girl? Who the hell is that man next to her?
My fiancé, Minato-san.
You are going to get married. This girl is getting married, huh?
You're not here to beg us for money as a celebration or something, are you? No.
Nice to meet you both. I'm going to marry your daughter, so I've come by to greet you both and to get your blessing. Do what you want. You really took our time for that.
Why the hell do you even know about that, Takeru-chan?
Oh, you know.
So, I'd like you two to come to the wedding for me.
You two do whatever you want.
I'm sorry for causing problems to you two. I don't need any kind of money, and you don't need to say hello to my parents or any of that.
We don't care because we're not your relatives.
The wedding is going to be at Moni Hotel. We have prepared the finest dishes for the wedding. We would really love if you two came by. I would like to thank you two personally as well.
Did you say Moni Hotel?
Moni Hotel is a super famous 5-star hotel. If they're having a wedding there, it's pretty clear they're very well off.
I mean, I guess we can go by to have some of the food then?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to consider what people will think too. It would be awkward if you didn't have the bride's relatives.
Yeah, we kind of have to go.
What are you talking about? You're acting completely different the second you found out that there's going to be expensive food.
Whatever the case, I need all three of you to come by. Takeru, I'm counting on you.
Sis handed me a single invitation. I can't believe that they would suddenly act like that after being around Sis. It's not in the realm of doesn't get along. But I mean, if Sis is saying come with the three of us, then I've got to make sure to bring my parents. Half a year later, the day of the wedding, we were headed to the wedding venue in a taxi. It wasn't the wedding first. We started with the reception. It's so freaking fancy. I'm gonna record this.
I can't believe they would have a wedding at the Moni Hotel.
Yeah, I guess raising her this whole time was worth it all.
Yeah, she managed to score a man that'll be a good ATM. Look at her actually do something right for once.
An ATM? What are you talking about? What do you think Minato-san is?
Well, a rich man is going to be our son-in-law. Seems like our lives are going to be secure as well.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that we are compensated for the amount that we raised Akari. You should be happy too, Takeru-chan. You'll be able to have your brother-in-law buy anything for you.
But I can't believe that Akari would actually invite us, huh?
Yeah, I wonder if she hasn't noticed what we did to her. Did we hit her head a little too much?
What do you mean you hit her head?
Oh, come on. It's just a figure of speech.
I ignored the two of them before taking a seat. A little while later, Sis came out from behind the doors and she was incredibly beautiful. Congratulations, Sis.
Takeru, thank you.
The bride and groom thanked everyone for coming, and they finished all the other proceedings. Right around the time that everything started to calm down, Minato-san's parents started walking around with a bottle of beer, greeting everyone. My dad, on the other hand, is sitting there drinking beer like usual, and my mom was just trying to take a good photo of herself like she was still a teenager. Right as I stood up to go to my older sister, the lights went out in the venue except for a light on my sister, my dad, and my mom. Huh?
Hey, this is too bright.
This is where the bride has a small surprise message to her parents.
Yeah. It's that thing where you try to get people to cry and everyone's all happy or whatever. Hurry up and finish it, will you?
Sis stood in front of the mic stand, trembling, and Minato-san stood next to her, supporting her.
Dad, Mom, I hate you for how much you only ever cared for my younger brother.
Huh?
What are you saying?
You two thought that I was just in the way, right? My actual parents both passed away in a traffic accident. My mom's younger brother and his wife. On top of that, I was adopted from an orphanage by my actual parents as well. I don't have any kind of actual relation to you biologically.
What did you say? I was shocked by what my sister was saying right now.
Apparently, her younger brother and his wife weren't able to have kids, so they adopted me from an orphanage. I heard that they really did love me from the bottom of their heart as if I was their real kid, but they were involved in an accident. Then the older sister, that woman right there, took all of the inheritance as child support funds in return for raising me. My grandma was fairly old, and my mom and dad didn't have kids either. A few years later, my younger brother was born, and I slowly lost my place in the house.
Wait, does she hate me too?
My younger brother is very cute and always loved to be around me, but before I knew it, I just became someone who was a drain on their finances, and I was isolated to the second floor of the house, and I wasn't able to talk to him anymore.
You're just imagining things. Stop victimizing yourself. We would never do such a thing. We just wanted you to focus on your studies is all. You're alive and well. We fed you too!
I cried and cried and cried. But one day, my father, drunk, told me everything that had happened. Being adopted, how they were killed in an accident, etc. I really didn't understand what he was talking about. I was too young to understand it all. They told me that they wanted me to go to a school that had middle and high school in one place using scholarships. I was forced to study every day.
What the hell, Mom? You said that she was trying to focus on her studies. She clearly didn't want to do that.
A child doesn't want to study. That's a given.
I was just drunk too. I'm sure she's just lying.
Even if it was a lie, Sis was suffering. That's a fact.
And in the midst of it all, I always heard my younger brother laughing from the first floor. He didn't know what was going on with me at all, but he always tried to interact with me. I couldn't really interact with him perfectly as his older sibling, but I love my younger brother and how much he respects his older sister.
Sis, it would be totally understandable for her to hate me, but she's so kind.
I was able to get into the academy, and ever since then, my life has been nothing but a great time.
Sounds like everything ended well for you. If you didn't have our help, then you never would have made it into your school either.
I still have deep cuts mentally because of what my dad and mom did to me. I don't think I will ever forgive them for the rest of my life. But I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
You're horrible. How could you two do this to her?
It's all just Akari victimizing herself. What's wrong with loving your own real son?
That's right. She should be thankful that we took her on at all.
Maybe the trauma will remain forever. But today, I was able to take a step forward in the right direction, even though I was terrified. And Takeru, please, come this way.
She asked me to come up to her, so I jogged over.
Takeru, this is a little early, but here, Merry Christmas.
Is this?
Try it.
The cookie that she handed me was the exact same flavor that I tasted once from Santa. It was you!
Yeah, it was late at night and I snuck into your room while Dad and Mom were asleep. I made it at a friend's house and I just wanted to give you one.
Sis, why didn't you just tell me about all this? About all this horrible stuff you had to go through?
You remember the story about Santa?
Yeah?
I couldn't tell you yet back then. I knew it would just make you suffer, but I thought that now, after turning 18 and seeing me find my own happiness, you would be okay too.
Akari was always worried about you, Takeru-kun. But she told me that she didn't want me to tell you. She made me promise. The tears just came out without my trying. My sister held it in and kept it to herself until I was old enough, mature enough, and I was able to be reassured that she would be happy to tell me about everything.
So, Mr. and Miss Yamamoto? I would say dad and mother-in-law, but she's not related to you anymore, so we're not relatives either. What do you guys think?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just Akari making everything up as she goes.
That's right. How dare you parade your parents in front of everyone like this? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Ashamed? Okay. Try listening to this then. I couldn't hold back my rage any longer. I put my phone near the mic stand and played the video from when we walked into the venue. I was recording because the venue was so beautiful, but the conversation with my dad and mom was all recorded. Everyone who had attended the wedding who was murmuring to themselves was now slowly raging against them.
Takeru, how dare you!
We haven't done anything to you, Takeru. Why are you going on Akari's side?
It's not just me. Everyone in here is on her side.
We're not gonna let you go to college. Don't worry about that. We will take good care of Takeru-kun. You!
Yamamoto-kun.
Huh? Sir, what are you doing here?
He's my friend. I see. I guess if he wrote the name of the business down, they would figure it out just by looking at the names. You work for a toy production company and you treated your own child like that?
No, this is just how we decided to raise her, so
you're fired.
But we didn't cause any kind of actual damage to the business, though.
If you work for them, I can swear to you that we will not work with that company. Yeah, I agree with him.
You can add me onto that list, too.
What do you think? All these big-time clients are saying you're the reason that we won't be able to work with them. You think that it won't cause any kind of problems for us? Minato-san, who are you?
Oh, I just invited my friend is all.
Thank you all for your time, and I want everyone who has a wedding invitation to remain and enjoy the rest of your meal.
So, I can stay?
Of course.
Dad and Mom were chased out. and the wedding was resumed. Later, I ended up staying at my older sister and her husband's new house. I didn't want to live with Dad and Mom any longer. The second I got into college, I'm going to move into the dorms. Ugh, another phone call.
Mom?
Yeah, she wants me to give money or something. Dad couldn't find a new place to work and Mom was just a housewife for the longest time, so she doesn't have any intention of working.
But they've gotta have some savings, right?
Nope. The second that they heard you were getting married to Minato-san, they started buying cars and expensive things.
They really were gonna ask us for money.
I mean, I would have been fine giving them presents if they were actual good parents. They sold everything that they bought and live in a small apartment now.
I see. I mean, it's bigger than the second floor of that house, so it's gotta be better, right?
You know, I'm really glad that you're at the point where you can joke about it now.
I've got more things that I need to protect, so maybe I'm stronger. It moved!
Sis is gonna give birth next year, and I'm gonna work hard to be a good uncle.